Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
So today, we're diving into something you've probably already bumped into, maybe even used quite a bit, using AI tools, specifically things like ChatGPT, to actually boost your learning.
Yeah, it's really everywhere now, isn't it? I mean, ChatGPT is baked into search, writing tools, you name it.
Totally. And the possibilities, especially for, getting quick info, they're exciting.
Definitely. Especially if you're not necessarily in a super technical role, but you still want to learn new things fast.
Right. That's the promise. But what we really want to dig into today is how you can use these tools, like ChatGPT, to genuinely get smarter.
To really understand stuff, not just skim the surface.
Yeah, exactly. And how to avoid that trap of just sort of passively absorbing information without it really sticking.
Yeah, making knowledge feel almost disposable.
Precisely. So our guide for this is an article kind of cheekily titled, An Idiot's Guide to Using ChatGPT to Make Yourself Smarter.
Ah, okay, sounds intriguing.
So let's jump in. The article kicks off by talking about that initial thrill, right?
Oh, yeah. That feeling when you ask ChatGPT to explain something complex and boom.
Instant summary.
Exactly. It feels, well, amazing. Super efficient.
It really does. Like a superpower for quick understanding. But the article immediately flags a potential issue.
Right. This trade-off does making it so easy actually devalue the knowledge itself.
That's the core question, isn't it? If getting the answer takes zero effort.
Do you really internalize it? Do you remember it? Or just ask again next time?
Yeah. And this leads straight into a really important concept the article brings up. The generation effect.
Ah, yes, the generation effect. Basically, the idea that we remember things much, much better when we actively generate the answer or the understanding ourselves.
Rather than just having it handed to us.
Spot on. It's the difference between, say, reading a summary of a book.
Like Cliff's Notes.
Yeah, versus actually reading the book, thinking about it, maybe taking your own notes. That deeper engagement makes it stick.
The article has a great analogy for this too.
Oh, the dryer repair one?
Yes. Watching a YouTube tutorial on how to fix your dryer versus actually getting the tools out, figuring it out, maybe struggling a bit.
And then fixing it. That hands-on effort, that active problem solving, that's what cements the knowledge. You won't forget how you did it.
So the takeaway is pretty clear. Effort equals retention, right? Don't just let the AI do all the heavy lifting.
Exactly. It should be more like a study buddy, maybe. Not the person taking the test for you.
Right. Because that active involvement, that struggle, is also where you make connections, where you build critical thinking. It's not just about facts.
Totally. Which brings us to a more, let's say, productive way to use ChatGPT that the article suggests. Using it to spark ideas.
Okay, so not just for answers, but for inspiration.
Yeah, kind of. Think of it as a brainstorming partner. Instead of asking, what's the answer? You ask it to, say, outline different perspectives on a topic.
Or maybe ask it, what are some interesting questions I should be asking about this?
Precisely. It can pose questions, offer starting points, maybe suggest avenues you hadn't considered. It kickstarts your thinking process.
Ah, I see. So you're using its ability to process vast information to fuel your own exploration, rather than just accepting its final output.
Exactly. And the article argues, pretty convincingly, I think, that this approach leads to much deeper, richer learning than just passively reading an AI-generated summary.
That makes a lot of sense. It's a shift from being a passive consumer to an active collaborator, almost.
Well put. And the article actually recommends a specific strategy based on this.
Okay, what's the method?
Use AI, like ChatGPT, to generate a basic framework first, maybe a high-level outline or some bullet points on a subject you're interested in.
Right, get the skeleton structure.
Yeah. But then, and this is the crucial part, you take those points and you expand on them. You do the research, you add the detail, you summarize it in your own words.
You flesh it out.
You flesh it out. The author even shares their own experience doing this.
Oh, yeah.
They mention using ChatGPT for initial research notes, like those bullet points, but then the actual process of writing, of synthesizing, that always leads to changes, deeper insights, their own perspective coming through.
It becomes their understanding, not just the AI's.
Exactly. And apparently the very newsletter piece we're talking about started life as just 5 bullet points from ChatGPT about something called the doorway effect.
Wow, okay, that's a perfect example. AI provided the spark, the initial structure.
But the real work, the thinking, the writing, the connecting of ideas, that was all human effort, building on that starting point.
The article calls that deeper engagement surprisingly productive.
Yeah.
That feels like a key thing for you, the listener, to try.
Definitely. Next time you're curious, get the AI to give you a basic outline, then really wrestle with it yourself. See where it takes you.
The article also touches on a few related sort of concepts and examples. It mentions the tickler file system.
Ah, yeah. That's an old school pre-digital system for organizing tasks using folders dated for the future.
Okay, like an analog reminder system.
Pretty much. And the connection, I think, is that active organization and intentional engagement with information, whether it's tasks or knowledge, has always been key to making it useful. It's not just about having the info, it's about how you handle it.
But that principle still holds true, even with fancy AI tools. It's about being intentional.
Right. It also nods to a video about AI in K-12 education, again emphasizing AI as a tool to enhance learning, not replace the student's effort.
And briefly mentions an Axios piece on using ChatGPT for therapy as an example of how AI might expand access, though that's a whole other conversation.
A complex one, for sure. And a few nods to software development folks, too, mentioning Vercel and Fern.
And also the author's own book notes on Working in Public by Nadia Abal.
Which itself is an example of engaging deeply with someone else's ideas and sharing your own synthesis, right? That active processing again.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the central message from the article seems pretty clear.
Yeah, I think so. These AI tools like ChatGPT are incredibly powerful for getting started, for sparking ideas, for overcoming that initial blank page.
But that's the key, isn't it? They're the start. The real learning, the deep understanding, the stuff that actually sticks.
That comes from you actively engaging with the material, expanding on it, questioning it, connecting it, summarizing it in your own words.
It's about that blend, leveraging the AI's speed and breadth, but combining it with your own critical thinking and, frankly, your effort.
Absolutely. Don't outsource your thinking. Use AI to augment it.
So, maybe a final thought for you to ponder.
Go on.
How can you be more active with all the information you encounter daily? Not just from AI, but articles, videos, conversations.
How do you move beyond just consuming it?
Yeah. How do you actively process it, question it, connect it, really synthesize it so it becomes part of your knowledge base, not just something you passively scrolled past?
That active engagement, that really seems to be the key to genuinely getting smarter in this age of information overload.
Something to think about.